Season 50, new battle pass skin, new Asiaq rework, new hero balances, new freaking relic changes, new relic, a lot of bunch of stuff. Hey, Doc, in this video, I'm going to go over the patch notes for the game Kinggodcastle 6.4.9. It is that time again. Season 50, the Azure Desert King KIRDAN out, and you know, I'm so sorry for you Baldir fans. He was totally skipped, man. So let's check this out. This update is a little hefty, and it is a little just gotta give you guys a little context. This is the first update following the new PD coming in. Now granted, a lot of these changes have been cooking already in the background, so this does kind of give you a new leaf, so to speak, with the new PD coming in. But you know, of course, it's gonna take some time for it to like totally be 100% new. But this update is a kind of a meaty one, boys. So let's just look at the battle pass again real quick. KIRDAN. Now it's kind of fun. Look at this freaking skin, bro. It is blue. I love this color palette, bro. Please, more of this. It's freaking blue. It's freaking amazing. They need to buff him. Just revert his freaking nerf, man. Just revert it. Just that one change, the freaking the ratios on the attack speed, and just get rid of it. Just get rid of it, and I think we're good. Just give me back what OP KIRDAN was, and you know this skin is fire. Straight 9. Do I give it a 9 out of 10? Do I give it a 10 out of 10? Oh man, I don't know. Okay, I like the color choice so much. I'll give it a freaking 10. KIRDAN. Now, it is kind of funny that KIRDAN gets a battle pass skin now, because he is like, for me, he's like a freaking new character, right? Like, it's like, wow, we're on freaking KIRDAN rotation now. And it's kind of funny because Baldir, if we're going by release dates, right, Baldir should definitely get one. He got skipped, right? And there was another one in there that got one before that, right? So Baldir's kind of got skipped. I think the next one release date wise after KIRDAN is Mono, which you know, next one's probably gonna be Mono. Mono is very favored as well, so you know, no problem there, right? So, but we're getting closer and closer to having the whole cast have battle pass skins, which is kind of crazy. The freaking here, man. So that is KIRDAN. All right, so we're gonna go back up. We're gonna go scroll all the way back up. And now this is new season 50. We have known about this. This is the Asiaq rework. So they reworked Leica, and they reworked who's the other one that they freaking reworked? Kanak, Ophelia, right? Like, you know, who else? I don't freaking remember. Too much crap has happened. Too much crap. So now it's Isaac's turn. One of the OG heroes eventually was made a backup hero, aka Hero Lock, and she had a very unique identity in the past. And she was kind of like, so when she was released, like in the early days of Kinggodcastle, just for some context, she was kind of like hidden, kind of broken, you know, hidden OP type of stuff, right? And then there was the whole Asiaq Rosette hero thing, you know, eventually, like way down, like way further in the future. And then like things got introduced into the game and everything is busted, and her utility effect isn't as great anymore, you know what I'm saying? So now they have chosen to rework her following the Leica rework was amazing. So let's just see. So we can read it a little. Am I gonna read it? I mean, the link about in the patch notes below if you want to read it for yourself. But basically, she was secondary hero. She does a chain effect that can transfer stun, like CC effects essentially, right? Like her core identity was basically she can chain fools, right? And obviously it has like a targeting AI, a smart targeting, right? The people who were chained got affected by whatever you put on them, right? So if you stunned a target, that stun will transfer to the other linked targets, right? So it's this linking idea. So they're trying to change it to where they're going to be removing this. We're going to be looking at the notes real quick. So let's just, the basic stat changes needed. So a little bit more tanky, more auto attack damage, way lower spell power, because they're actually trying to like scale her damage a bit better. So I mean, you know, just keep it as crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? But some basic stat changes, and now her link thing, right? So this is what it was before. I'm not going to go into it too much, but basically she still chains, right? But now there's going to be this spell defense shred, which is going to be very, like, now her identity is going to be this spell defense shred. And we're going to be going into it later because of her unique legacy. It stacks kind of like this identity even more so, right? So now she chains like normal, and the people who are chained have reduced spell defense, so the spell defense shred, right? So good for a damage dealer support who does spell damage, right? Magic damage. When an enemy bound by chains take damage, all enemies with chains receive spell skill damage, right? So no more, they took this effect out. So no more transferring of CC, right? Which was the identity, which makes me feel a little bad, you know, like, I mean, yeah, it is a bit OP, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll have to see. And by the way, as we're recording in this video, the patch is not live yet. So this is just me going through the patch notes, speculating as usual, just kind of my thoughts, first impressions. I've not tested that in this game. Like, you know, it's not live yet. By the time this video gets posted, all of you guys probably are way smarter than I am, and let me know in the comments about everything I got wrong and everything that I thought was gonna happen. So yeah, there's that. You know, just keep that in mind. Patch isn't live yet, but yeah, they've taken out the transfer of CC, but you still have the stun when it pops. Now it pops now after 10 instances of damage, right? So, and then you get the stun. You still get the stun pop, right? But you don't get the pop of damage. From what I understand, from what I see, you don't get like the pop of damage. You know, the crazy Asiaq interaction that you got before, right? This part. And on top of that, instead of it being like a transfer of damage, it is just a base spell skill damage based on Asiaq herself, right? So there's that. I don't know the scaling of this, you know, again, patch isn't live, can't check, who knows, but it says 10 instances of damage. So, you know, we'll see when it comes up. You know, obviously the visual effects are not changed. It's just a rework kits like the other ones, as you are familiar with. Potential level 4 is 2 mighty blocks. I mean, that's all right, sure. You know, as a support hero lock, right? Potential level is just menace, which is good because her identity now is going to be utility support, spell defense shred, right? That's going to be like her thing for sure. And then there is also this really, really unique effect right here. Reduces the link target's final attack, spell power, and attack speed by these scaling amounts for 5 seconds, which is super freaking OP. This is the most OP part about her kit, in my opinion. Just face value. Patch isn't live yet, but to have this debuff effect is kind of freaking insane for monsters, bro. I'm just saying, obviously it's not going to affect bosses because the bosses are immune to everything, but this is a crazy effect that you can't dodge at all, because once Asiaq chains somebody, it will prio your you know, smart targeting, right? So you know, in freaking arena, you know, it's freaking this is gonna be so annoying. So this effect, very, very good. Her second awakening has been changed to basically made better, right? So now it additionally links to nearest enemies, right? So it linked 3 targets. With second awakening, you link total of 5, right? It's kind of like a staple amount from what I understand. So that's cool, right? Awakening abilities, very nice. There's a reason to pick both. I'm going to imagine this one is going to be the most wanted, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm gonna say this one's probably gonna be the most used. Just face value, okay, boys, face value. And then so without her legacy, she's better. She's better, right? I mean, she is a hero log support. That's what she's supposed to be, right? And I think she's able to. I think she's a lot. I think it's better face value. You know what I'm saying? But what ties it all together is, of course, the unique legacy. Of course, everyone hates to see it. I do wish it was going to be changed. I did talk about it in my last video a little bit of my hopes of how they should change this as a step one. But you essentially the spell defense shred, it makes it even better, right? So we're not gonna even look at the level 1, right? We're gonna look at the max with the max effects. So when the hero of the highest tier, you know, whenever the highest tier equips this, does spell damage to the enemy, the target soul is captured, right? So any enemy, and it doesn't stack, right? You'll get like the target soul gets captured for amount 4 seconds. Enemies with captured souls take increased spell damage. The soul capture does not stack, etc. And then there's a menace scaling here for the spell damage taken. And on top of that, allies besides the user who deal damage to the enemies get basically mana, right? And this is pretty freaking good. Like as a utility freaking legacy, it's extremely good. Now this is a mystique type, so of the mystique types, off the top of my, I'm not looking at a freaking list, off the top of my head, this would be good for because to proc this you need to do spell damage, right? So Saras is a mystique one, but you know, it's kind of like it's not gonna be great. And the only other one that I think might be actually pretty good, Kanak. Kanak doesn't have his own unique legacy. I could see this being very, very good on Kanak. I have no freaking clue, but you trigger this on all the units, and he like spreads it out, right? So he gets the increased spell damage, and you just build like menace on him, I guess, and then you know it's just damage, right? And then of course he doesn't get the MP, but he doesn't need it, right? So I could see this being very good on Kanak. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anybody else, but this is pretty decent. I don't think it's gonna be pretty good for Kanak. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think it's gonna be pretty good for Kanak. We'll see. We'll freaking see. But it doesn't scream. I mean, it is pretty freaking OP, but right now there is a issue. There's gonna be a issue where now there are too many OP support units, like OP utility units, right? And we don't have enough teams hero slots to account for all of them, right? So you have like Petros, you have a Lunaire, you have a Bardry, like you only have 6 spots, bro, right? You have a carry, you have a buffer or a link type hero, you need a Bardry in there, right? And then a Petros, and you're trying to like min max, right? So we're getting to this point where right now there's a lot of like shredding damage, and there's like, oh, apply freaking, like more damage buffing and what have you. There's a lot of units right now. There's gonna be a point where there's gonna be so many units that you have to pick and choose, right? So it's getting a little bit saturated is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're using a carry that does blue damage, right, spell damage, obviously you would want an Asiaq with a unique legacy, right, or something like that. So it's interesting. I'll give it that. It's interesting. It doesn't scream her whole kit, like the Asiaq rework unique legacy. It doesn't scream unique to me. To be honest, just off of like just first impressions, doesn't scream all too unique, right? Like for Leica, for example, his unique legacy like brought fear into the freaking mix, and that was freaking exciting. And it's like he's freaking awesome, right? They did a great job with Leica. Asiaq is like, okay, cool. Like there's still chain and there's shred now, and there is a little bit of interesting thing now. There's a use because it's increased spell damage and all that, so it's a little more hidden, right? The effects, right? So it doesn't get me too excited. It's okay, it's fine, but I'm pretty sure it's very good and it has a good place. So cool, good rework, I think. we will see when the patch goes live. So there's that holiday event. Cool, it's Christmas time. Should we see that? Let's check it out. Let's check it out real quick. Red versus blue. To be honest, I'll be honest with you guys, I do not do the freaking event. It just takes too long. It's fun. I don't do it anymore. I get the event tokens from like other means, and I can get everything I want. So I haven't done it in a hot freaking minute. Let me tell you. Great Riff, cool. Prius, these are the skins that are coming back. Hella. As a reminder, Asiaq, of course. There's a fourth one, Kanak. I do think the Asiaq unique legacy would be good on him. I mean, I do think so. In my brain, it worked, but you know how it is. As a reminder, I do have a skin playlist. I do have all the skins, and I update it with all the new ones as they, come out. So be sure to check that out if that's interesting to you. We do have a new Winter Fairy Sargala skin, which is freaking crazy to me that new heroes are getting freaking festival skins before some other one. Man, we're living in a freaking time, bro. So that is the holiday, so that's good. And then we'll go back to that one later. So let's go back to the hero balancing. Do we go to hero balancing? Hold on. Let's go to the boring stuff first. So this is the season calendar. No more tower trials, right? The freaking league second, man, freaking get rid of this crap. Alliance raid, solo raid is dying. They're getting rid of it, right? So if for those who have been living under a rock, battle pass, here's the rotation if you want with Blood Mage, Greed, Herald. Now they're doing some readjustments with where some of the relics where you get them, right? So like for these, the horn, the crown, and the diary, they're changing it now to only be obtainable through the raid shop. So no longer will this appear in the relic chest. Okay, so they're kind of moving it around, right? And now you cannot buy legacy summoning stones from the raid shop anymore. They are caking it in as a reward by reaching king in raid mode. So they're slowly reorganizing some of the incentives and the rewards around, and they say that in the main patch, but they do state that somewhere. This is arena changes. Oh, you saw that. I guess it says it down here. So this is very exciting. Arena shop, new freaking relic, boys. Oath of the Central Region. This out of all the changes in this freaking, we haven't looked at the main buffs and all that crap. Out of everything, this is what I'm excited for. Oath of the Central freaking Region. Effect activates that. This is the. How many of you guys are excited as I am, bro? I'm probably the only person that is excited about this. Effect activates when the troop is composed only of Central Region heroes. Only. So you're telling me there are region-based relics if your team comp is based only in a certain region. That is the conditional relics based on freaking region and or / class. I freaking love it. I want to see more. Man, this is I'm excited. And the effect is increases attack count and defense. Now, they don't tell us the effect, right? As usual with freaking new relics, right? It's been a hot minute since we had a new relic, but increases attack count and defense. I'm so freaking excited, bro. And you can only get this in the arena store. And central here, let's see, a banner bearing the symbol of the Central Region Knights. It represents the Knight's oath to guard the Central Regions, sold for 100 tokens. Man, so Central Region is pretty strong. Off the top of my head, I don't have the full list in front of me, but like Shelda, let me think of the who's OP in this. Man, we're gonna have to make a Central Region freaking team. Mel, obviously, right? Like Mel. Done. You have freaking OP. I mean, is Mel and Ian, are they the same, right? I mean, Ian doesn't really attack count is not that beneficial, but Mel, you're freaking done. Who else is freaking Central? I don't know. Right now I can only think of Mel. Evan is one right now too, so like, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a freaking tank in there too, so it's like, man, I'm freaking more of this, please. This is so amazing. I love it. I can't wait. I freaking can't wait. Freaking, oh man, I can't. I'm gushing, bro. I'm gushing. Now they are changing these arena relic pieces. You can't get them in arena shop anymore. They're moving into relic chests. So elixir, the mighty block 1 cross, mace, and iron helm. The cross is out of meta right now. Iron helm is out of meta right now. Shield gladiator is okay. This is very meta, and elixir is so, right? It's still very useful. So they are changing the relic chest. How I feel about that? I like it. A lot of new players tend to gravitate towards gladiator and mace. Mace, especially right now because of the Naria builds, a lot of new players tend to like that. So it kind of allows them to get that with relic chests and not have to go through PvP to do that, right? So that's cool, cool. So the rest are obviously going to still be available. Just that these 5 specifically are getting moved to relic chests. So for the new season 50 first half, it is going to be element and south. South, off the top of my head, you're going to be seeing probably a lot of Agath. Yeah, that's what the top ladder is probably going to be using, 3 Agaths. And then element, is there an element south unit? Jupiter, I think, right? But no one's going to freaking use Jupiter. When I think of element, the best element user when it's gonna be Mayu, right? And Mayu is gonna be pretty strong. I'm gonna be using Mayu, but of course you're always gonna use, there are some comps they kind of transcend the grand arena. You're still gonna be seeing your Narians, you're still gonna be seeing your dang Victorias, you're still gonna be seeing your Tias, you're gonna be seeing Sargala, so pretty cool. And then Strife, cool. All right, there's that. All right, back to the main freaking thing. Season 50 balancing. They're balancing Draco, cool. More spell power, yes, love to see it. Potential ability adjustment now. Is it an added effect? Is this an added effect or change? I think that's a change. So reduce damage taken by 30% while using it, which is very good because he just dies, right? And he's mobile. So I like it. I like it. 30%, pretty good. I like it. Spell power and the reduction, right? I think he still needs a little more, right? But we shall see. I want to see 50% spell power and increase his flame spitting range to map wide, please. You guys can read it yourself. I'm not reading it. Chang'e, more 50% spell power. I mean, it's kind of funny. You always hear new players, they tend to like Chang'e a lot, and it's like, oh, why is Chang'e so low on your tier list, Nob? I'm just like, I can't really explain it to you until you get perspective, right? So they're increasing the spell power to 50%, boys. Come on. She needs a little more, right? And they're for you guys who've been following for a while, you guys know my main issue with Chang'e has always been the awakening abilities. Her awakening abilities are so trash. So they're adjusting it. So for the first awakening ability, they are doing a slight adjustment. From what I understand, these are the same. So the only thing is that there's not an animation for the instant one. So apparently it's instantly like it's just 0 frame, boys, I guess. That is what I'm reading from that. And then second awakening ability is the big one. I mean, you only use second awakening ability nowadays anyways. It's the best she got. Now it's even better. Now it's 27 times. It's a freaking nuke, bro. It's a freaking nuke. You best believe people are gonna be trying out Chang'e again in Strife, for freaking sure. When Chang'e Blade Crown and Strife was a thing before Mighty Block meta came around. So that's interesting. And those only the two balance adjustments, which I would have liked to see more. I would have liked to see more. I mean, I like it. I like it. You know, I like it. Next one, heroes in Strive Battlefield. Pretty much all top meta besides Athena. They're trying to make Athena. They're trying to do something with Athena, right? And Second Awakening ability for Athena hasn't even been out yet. They're just like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with her, man? Like, so release the other sisters. You know what I'm saying? So Armis has been on a tear with Eevee Legacy, right? So it's, you know, they adjusted that. Now it's still going to be broken in my opinion. So, you know, you're still going to see it. Mel, honestly, full disclosure, I will say I don't understand why people play Mel in the first place, but it is a good... A lot of people have setups based on attack speed, so that is why people go Mel. And plus, if you roll high, it's really good. But as just my experiences is not as great, but they are nerfing it. These, like, you see Armis, Mel, Ian builds all the time. Now more so, a lot of people are kind of getting on that Ian a little bit more, right? So they are nerfing these three. You're still going to be seeing Armis a lot. You're still going to be seeing Ian. You're still going to see Mel. This change, it doesn't change anything. Everything is still going to be broken. You're still going to see the three. You're not going to see anything else typically, right? So unless the new hero, etc., right? So it is what it is. Unless Athena, now, you know, they are buffing Athena for 20% up, 15% down. I will say I have tried a version of Athena myself, and it actually is not too shabby. It is definitely not as good as the other ones, but, you know, I'll try her again. I'll try her again. Now, if you see a bunch of people using Athena randomly, just know your boy did it. Just know your boy did it. Information on raid changes. You know, there's some more raid changes, right? There's that, we talked about it in the last patch video, the dev letter video that I released, but we will go through it here. They kind of expanded on it a little more. So gold bonus various roles have been adjusted, double the original amount. Cool. No longer sells legacy summoning stones in the raid shop. Now instead 15 summoning stones are rewarded for reaching the boss round in king difficulty. Additionally, up to 30 legacy summoning stones will be provided depending on your ranking at the end of the alliance raid season. So now you get more legacy summoning stones when you place for the ranking. Cool, right? This is the part where the disconnect is for me, and I imagine with a lot of people, right? So as you guys know, solo raid is going out the window. No more solo raid. There's just going to be standard alliance raid. Now they did kind of allude to some of the new changes that they're going with in the dev letter, as discussed in my previous video. So by selecting one of 2 raiders, so this is existing method, it will be changed to entering by selecting one of 15 raiders. So that is solo raid-ish, right? So now it's not just 2 teams, right? They're trying to merge the 2. So this is the vibe, is that they're trying to merge solo raid with alliance raid, right? So this is going to be a very, not controversial, but very unpopular opinion to why current raid players like raid, and it's always been like that. It has been like this forever. I don't know how many times I gotta talk about it, bro. But raid, just why people like raid and what the devs think why people like raid is like, I feel like it's just 2 different things. It's been like this since the beginning, guys. Okay, since the beginning. All right, you know, it's just there's always this disconnect about raid. It's like what the devs view raid and like what the raiders that play the mode and love about it. Like it's just 2 different things sometimes. So this is like a very much my feeling of it's going to be solo raid kind of team comp. You know how like team comps work in solo raid, you get to make like a boatload of teams, right? But you can't reuse units or whatever. So now you can make a bunch of units, right? And you can form up to 10 times a day. To be honest, I don't have that much freaking time, brother. I mean, cool, you can make a bunch of teams, right? So they're trying to facilitate this idea of like, you can make a bunch of teams, you can make whatever, like team comps that you want, right? Like diversify, use Draco meta, use Draco carry, use Chunga carry. That's what we want. Use Lycon Blacks. So it's like they wanted to enforce you to make multiple teams, right? Like different kinds of teams, right? Cool. You don't have just 2 teams. So now you have 15, right? And the number of uses of the organized raiders remains at 3. So it's the flag base, right? So you can still use only 3 times. So this is them saying this is their answer of, hey, you have more team flexibility. And then here, the penalty for not being able to use multiple heroes between raiders has been removed. So you can use overlapping heroes, right? But since they're giving us this freedom, they have to balance it with this, which is gonna be very unpopular, boys. Instead, when using mercenaries, the same player's mercenaries can only be used once per day. That means you cannot use one for multiple teams. Like, Joe Schmo's maximum lunaire with max sacramentum, I can't use that for all of my 15 raiders anymore, right? You have to use Joe Schmo 2s, right? And this is not gonna I don't know, man. I mean, if it's just, it is what it is. I'm not happy about if I even freaking played raid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm waiting for the day where they actually made it where it's actually, back to fun with rewards, right? So, yeah. Let me know. Change in the battle method. So the existing battle method. So this is the thing where they were talking about where the bleed over damage. So they kind of elaborated more on this. So when the battle continues with the next incarnate, when an incarnate is defeated, is changed to a method where the remaining time and divine power status of the relevant raiders are kept as is and re-enter at a desired time. So that means that I have no clue how they're gonna freaking keep up with that, by the way. So the remaining time and divine power status of relevant raiders. So I have a lot of questions. So like when you defeat a boss and like say you kill a boss for 1 billion damage and you had 3 bill, it's a 3 bill team, right? When you kill that boss, it will go back to the main menu, right? And it will keep the rest of that information caked in, right? My question is it like you won't consume the second flag of that team until you use the rest of your first flag attempt, for example, right? You guys following me? I have a lot of questions how this works, but if it works like that and you can re-enter it, right? That means you simply, if you wanted to double kill, you can, right? You can just, the only thing is that it just stops at the end of every boss now. So you can like kill the boss, wait, and if you want to double kill, you just go back in and kill the second one, go back out, right? So now you have the flexibility of just hitting that one team, all like that one boss. Now you have the flexibility to hit that one boss with that one team freely, right? Which is cool. I'm down for this if it works the way I think it is. This is I mean, if it this right here is what's where are the rewards? Where are the rewards? Is this the rewards they were talking about? Where's my map skins? There's no perm rewards here. Is it this patch that they're gonna do permanent rewards, or is this the rewards they're talking about? Because personally, this ain't enough for me, boys. Personally, ain't enough for me. Information about Hero to Blood. They essentially are changing it again. This is also another unpopular thing, right? So a lot of people, the way raid players tend to play raid goes strictly, it's a 150 on what they are trying to design philosophy this out with the things they're trying to do, right? It's like totally 180, right? It's like this, it's just, there's a lot of disconnect here. So this new Herald line is meant to make the players strategize more, make different teams, and using heroes that are normally not used to kill the boss, like strategize, right? And the whole idea is that, hey, you need to heal these blood crystals, so you should be using healers like Alberon, Mercil, you know, like heal. But a lot of players were just kind of bypassing this through other means and effects in the game, such as hammer and what have you, is getting a result that they're not exactly intending, right? So like people are just bypassing this intention and still just building meta stuff, right? It's not diverging in any way. They're just so like they have to understand that people will just trying to bypass it by doing the same stuff as much as possible, boys. So basically they're considering that and restructuring it essentially. And this is also very unpopular because you could simply bypass it with a use of a legacy that is easy to get, right? So now you're like, oh, you have to have, it's a whole freaking thing. It's a whole thinking, man. Next one, Central Tower Trials. This is the newer one. So this is the new Tower Trials is so boring. But it is interesting this time because this one is central based. I love it how it was based on, okay, I have to give it credit to them. I do like the whole theming of the regions for the Tower Trials. And you can only form your troops with heroes from the central region. I love it. Oh man, I freaking can't wait. This one we already talked about, new Battlefield Relic. Can't wait to see that one. We already went over that. They are adjusting the existing altar relics, right? Which is very cool. Instead of it being a % of the item, right? It is just a % increase to the stat for all heroes, which is amazing. I love to see it. So into like this, it's freaking amazing. You're gonna be seeing this used much more for sure. Very good third slot relic for sure. They're very good. Yeah, can you guys balance some of the relics that need balancing, like Wedge Dagger? Freaking Wedge Dagger. New visual effects, some cool stuff to make it a little more modern looking. Now you have tier 7 effects when it gets tier 7, which is very cool, very nice to see. Doesn't apply to Great Rift. This, if you care about it, I don't recommend it. And ooh, Sargala Winter Fairy, bro, I freaking love it. Now I do love me the limited skin Kalina, but this is pretty sick. The freaking present boxes with the oh man, this is 10 out of freaking 10. I'm a Sargala fan. You guys know me. I freaking love it. Minor changes. I skimmed through this earlier. I don't think anything kind of popped out, so you guys gonna have to let me know. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end this one in here. As a reminder, the patch is not live yet as I'm recording this video. By the time this video comes up, it's probably gonna be out and you guys are gonna be enjoying all of this. As a reminder, I will be updating my general hero tier list very soon for the month of December, including Eevee on it with all the balance changes and all of that. So be sure to subscribe and look out for that one. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about KIRDAN Battle Pass game? What do you think about the Asiaq? What do you think about the balance patches, rework, freaking strife changes, all this garbage, bro? There's so much Relics. There's so much. I'm freaking excited about this. I'm freaking falling for the mouth. And as always, thumbs if you like this, subs if you loved it, and I'll see you next one, boys. Later.